This morning on Today Food, we are joined by culinary legend Chef Daniel Boulud, a Michelin star chef. He owns multiple restaurants all around the world, and of course, a good friend of the
We love it. We love the chef.
Chef.
Good morning.
He even helped me cook up some food for my cookbook release party,
So cool.
which is out now. Make sure you get that Al Roker's Recipes for Life. Anyway,
We had a blast.
there you go.
Well, now he is opening a new steakhouse restaurant. It's called La Tête d'Or, right here in New York City, later this month. Chef, where does the name come from? What's the inspiration behind this whole restaurant?
Well, I guess if I had been from London, I would have called my restaurant Hyde Park, or maybe in New York, Central Park. But La Tête d'Or is the name of the most beautiful park in Lyon, my hometown.
Wow.
And so I'm paying homage to my hometown, my upbringing there.
And what style of food?
And this is a steakhouse. So La Tête d'Or is a steakhouse. It's on 24 and Park in a new building called One Madison that is really beautiful. And so we're opening in 2 weeks. But this is a premiere today. So I'm making some cream spinach.
Talk to us.
You know,
Spinach and steak.
there's a lot of say about cream spinach in a steakhouse. And so my take on the cream spinach is that I like to make a cream of spinach for my cream spinach. And so I start with garlic and shallots and cream that I have cooked here. Then I had the blanched spinach in it, or I cook the spinach in the cream as well. And then after we blend that lightly, if that works.
You're trying it already? Craig's trying it
It
already.
is so good.
So you blend that to a very, very smooth puree.
What does adding the cream to the spinach do?
Well, because I'm preparing this onion, the shallot and garlic and
All the flavors.
and seasoning inside, and then after I put that cream of spinach, and that's why I call my spinach super green. Because by the time I add this, so it's very veggie, it's very healthy in a way. It's not as cheesy maybe, and I didn't want to do a bechamel like for my cream spinach. I prefer to do like this. So this is the cream spinach, and you can add a little bit of nutmeg to it. It's beautiful for the seasoning, and then of course you add cheese to it at the end when it's ready to serve, and you let the cheese melt. This is outrageous. Then the steak. The steak, this is a côte de bœuf, which is very French. It's a big ribeye steak, so you need to pepper and salt your steak very well on both sides.
What you're doing right there?
I am seasoning the steak.
No, but you were like, you don't forget all of you can kick rocks.
I am getting the paper.
Thank you, Chef. I thought maybe like you're,
I know what you're
I am
Thank you,
seasoning
Al.
the steak.
To all of you out right now, don't ever talk to me again.
This is a sort of a thick ribeye steak. And côte de bœuf.
That's the best line of my whole
if you
career.
leave the bone, it will be a cowboy steak.
Seasoning it, Chanel.
And here I have a beautiful côte de bœuf. I'm telling you, the crew at NBC today, they're going to be very happy because they're all going to have steak.
I'm finished with my questions.
Look at that.
You've got one that's like a stainless steel pan, and this
What's
one
very
is
important
a
when you make a steak is to crust your steak. Because, you create a nice crust, and then you let it rest, and then you warm it up again. And so sometimes it can take 2 or 3 sessions. Then, of course, I am French. I need my butter on my steak to cook it.
Good stick of butter there.
Voila, some time. And it's good to cook it also with some garlic like this.
You just baste
Are you going to be basting that?
And then you're going to baste it. And baste it gently.
How do you know when it's done, Chef?
Depends how you like your steak. If you like your steak very rare,
You're
then
eating my steak. My plate.
It all depends the heat of your pan and all that. But what you want is to create a nice crust and then go a little more gently toward the end. So it really gets pink.
You're never putting that in the oven.
You could. You could also.
You finish it off?
Absolutely. So here I'm doing the sauce au poivre. So after my steak is cooked, I remove everything. I keep some butter. I put some shallots, and I add some cognac to it. So no problem here. There's no flame, so it won't flambe. But in your home, be careful if you have a stove with gas. It could flambe. So you reduce the cognac, and then we have a little bit of beef stock. You ask your butcher to give you some scraps, and you make a nice roasted beef jus. We reduce the beef jus. And because we have a lot of pepper around the steak, and then we can add a little bit more pepper into the sauce. And
Chef,
boom.
this is all, and looking at all the stuff you brought, the carrots, the mushrooms, the crab
and then
cake.
a little bit of cream in the sauce, and that will be la sauce
Chef,
au poivre.
once again, when does the restaurant open up?
The restaurant is opening in, I would say, the 19th. The 19th.
Yes.
November 19th. All right.
This
And
is
for these
amazing.
recipes,
18, 19.
If you can't wait till then, try out these recipes, scan the QR code, or head to today.com/food, set up your free account, and get this recipe and make it
So
home.
good.